Good morning. Today is Friday and we are going to do our cultural studies. Okay. And in cultural studies, what was our theme? Theme for this third term? Our environment. We've been talking about planet Earth being a very special planet which actually supports life. Why is it able to support life? Because it has got water, it has got land, and it has got the air which life needs for breathing in. Is it not? Yes. No other planet in this solar system seems to be having possibility of having life. They are looking out for, but it's very difficult to find. But definitely Earth is the best. So this is the only planet that we have. Is it not? There is no other planet. So we have to take care of this planet. Unfortunately, over time and because of development, so many things come in. Coming into use, we might take everything for granted and we start throwing things, we start disposing. We means not just you and me, there may be bigger waste like from industrial waste coming from factories. So if the government, whose business is actually to take care of how people are working, if they are not doing a good job, then we will end up getting a very compromised planet. Okay, we will not get a planet which was absolutely beautiful many years back. Okay, you would have noticed the problem mainly lies in the city where many people are there. When we say many people are there, we say it is populated, overpopulated, because there is no place for us to stand, sit. Can you think you can walk and come down the road safely? No, because there are so many vehicles, so many people standing crisscross, and illegal parking. All those things are there. You are not able to walk and come happily, right? You have to hold hands. You are very scared whether you will bump into a cow or a dog might bite you. All these problems you will be worried about. But when you go to your hometown, to your grandma's place, you would notice that it's a much calmer place. It will be more green. If they are not living in the cities, I'm telling, if they are somewhere else away from the city, means it will be very green, it will be very calm, the air will be fresh, the water will taste different. Is it not? That's because that part of our country is very clean and kept very neat. But the cities, because of the overpopulation and because the government is not able to really control this overpopulation, we will end up with a little bit of dirt. Not little bit, maybe quite a lot of filth here and there. Is it not? The rivers are polluted. You know, there is a very beautiful river called Kuvam River which flows through Chennai. Once upon a time, it was a very beautiful river with blue water. It just flows into our Marina Beach. It goes into the beach, that water, the river water. And there people used to come by boats through this river for trade, that is for business. They used to come with their things, their loads of things in the ship or in a boat. They used to bring it and put it down at the shore so that people can come and take it and go. Instead of roads and instead of buses, instead of flights, they were coming through this river, and this river is still there. But the problem is, it is stinking now. Why is it stinking? I want you to go take a look at that river. I want your parents to show you the Kuvam River, and you tell me, does that river look like a river? Okay, its water is no more blue or clean. Even if you took it in your hand, you will see filthy water only. So there can't be good fishes in it. Okay, and the entire place will be stinking. Reason being, lot of waste is being thrown into it. We call it as effluents. They're just dumped into the river. Garbage or even drainage, all those things are poured into this river, which is absolutely foolish thing to do. Now who are at loss? We only spoiled it. We don't get to see a beautiful river, is it not? Yeah, that is our loss. We only made it like this. So who can correct this? We only should correct it. Okay, so this kind of dirtying is called as pollution. You will either do land pollution, or you might do water pollution, or you might do air pollution. Then there is sound and light pollution as well. Okay, so to prevent all these things from happening, this pollution from happening, from our side we have to do something. Government will do their part. They'll have rules and regulations and all those things. We have to follow whatever rules they are telling us. Government will tell us this is how you have to do it. You have to segregate your waste. Plastic waste separate and wet waste separate. Okay, and they say like that, we have to do it. So when the garbage man comes to collect it, right, the sanitation workers, when they come to collect it, we have to give plastic separately, and we have to give the wet waste, or we call it as biodegradable waste, to them separately. And then they will go take it to separate places and they will do it. But if you are going to dump everything together, we are being lazy. If we dump everything together, what will happen? There's going to be a lot of work there. They will also not do their job properly. It all starts from us. If we do our job properly, they will be able to do their work properly. Okay? Okay. So now to prevent this pollution from happening, I told you about 3 R's. 3 R's, 3 words that begins with the letter R. 3 R's. What are they? Reduce, reuse and recycle. Okay. What is the meaning of reduce? Tell me. Reduce means to bring down the usage. Another way to say is, don't waste. Do not waste. That is the meaning of reduce. For example, water. Let's say water is a very important thing that we need. If you want to brush your teeth, for example, you go open the tap, you take some water. Then what you should do? You should immediately close the tap, brush your teeth, and then spit it out, and then only you open the tap again. But there are some people who leave the tap open for a very long time. What will happen? All the water is going wasted. Is it not? Okay. Now this wastage is what you have to reduce. Okay. This wastage of water you have to reduce. You have to use only that much water that you need. Similarly, electricity also, the power, the electricity. Reduce the usage. If there is enough sunlight, means open the curtains, open the doors and windows, so that there is light flowing in. That way you don't have to switch on the light and fan. Is it not? Great. Similarly, petrol. We can reduce the use of this petrol, because petrol is all this water, electricity, petrol and all, we are getting it, right? But it is coming through some channels, and all these channels use lots of work in it, lot of effort, lot of resource goes into it. All that resource is getting wasted also. Okay. Now to get petrol also, a lot of work happens. Shipping, see, the petrol has to be taken out from under the earth. Okay, actually it is crude oil. Then that oil has to be refined, and from that you will get your petrol. And that petrol will have to be shipped from one country to another country. For example, it has to come from the Gulf countries, okay, from the Middle East, that is from that Iran, Iraq, that side, all the petrol comes here. It comes by ship, and from there it has to be distributed. Okay, or even we have companies here having, oil companies here having petroleum related products also. But there is a lot of work involved in getting this petrol into your vehicle. And then we have to reduce the use. That if we reduce, the need also, the need to bring from there also will be reduced. Okay, like for example, petrol. Now if we are all traveling, let's say you are all going to go to school. Okay, and let's say Diksha, Tishant and Nishwan, Jenna, you are all coming from, Varun, all of you are coming from one same building, you are coming. Okay, when you are coming from one same building to school, you will come by 5 different vehicles, 5 or 6 different vehicles, right? Jenna will come with her dad, Diksha will come with her mom, Tishant will come with his mom. Like that, each one will come with in different vehicles. Now what happened? Everyone is using petrol for their scooter or their car. 6 different vehicles, 6 times you are using that petrol. But if all of you came in one car, starting from your building, all of you got into a small van or a bus and you came together, are you just reducing it to one vehicle and one petrol consumption? So which is better, 6 or 1? 1. So that's how you reduce the waste. Okay, reduce the waste. You all know very well how you reduce your workload here also. I have seen. Sometimes when there are 10 blocks for you to bring, I will tell you go bring it one by one. So you are very smart that you will bring 2 in your hand also. Is it not? You will try to reduce work. So you already know the meaning of reduce. Is it not? Yes. So reduce means trying to reduce wastage. Reduce wastage of things and resources. Okay, we call it resources. Water and petrol, these are all called as resources, electricity. Next one is reuse. Reuse means whatever things that you have at home which you might really not want and throw away, think about it. You can reuse it into something else. Okay, for example, you all have very such wonderful mummies and daddies at home. We had one, I arranged for an event where I asked you to make things out of waste. Do you remember? You would have sat with your mummy and done that. You made things out of waste. What all did you make? I'll show you one. Here, this is a box. Somebody has made use of the gift wrapper. Maybe even the gift wrapper is reused. They would have got this gift wrapped in this cover, but took and kept this paper and used it for making a colorful box like this with compartment. Now in this I can put pencil on one side and I can put marker on the other side. You see that? Yeah. So this is called as reusing. Okay, that paper didn't go waste. Now how did I reuse? See, in Little Me Montessori, have you seen this material? Yeah, this is your sorting the bangles, right? Have you noticed this box? This is an ordinary box only. It was a paper box. What did I do? One of my cloth was going wasted. Okay, probably it was a nightie or something. I cut out the cloth of that nightie and I pasted it on this box to make a very beautiful box. It's very strong. It's very strong. You've been using it for 2 years, nothing has happened. You see that? So this is how you can reuse. This paper box didn't go wasted. I reused it. This cloth which was there in the nightie, I didn't throw it away. I reused it. Okay, we use it for something. Maybe the remaining parts of the cloth I would have used it in the kitchen for wiping, or for wiping the fan. We'll take and keep all these things for wiping purposes and all. Okay, you don't have to go buy a wiping cloth. Whatever is there at home, with that also you can manage things. I'm sure you will be doing all these things at home. Look at this. Someone made this thing. This is actually papers rolled up. Okay, and kind of in a woven pattern they have made one container. Now what can I keep in this? I can keep oilcloth for pre-born children in this. Yes, I can keep. I can keep today's newspaper. Yeah, I can keep it, and I can keep it in the table like this beautifully. A newspaper holder. Is it not? Yes. And see this. This is actually, this also you would have seen in the school, right? Do you know what is this? This is actually your chalk piece box, right? Do you see what is in the chalk piece box? Or what the chalk piece box is made up of? It is a sweet dish box. Yeah, when we go to the shops, they put sweets in one plastic dabba and give you, right? It is that box only. But see how beautifully we reused it. Doesn't it look beautiful? You'll never come to know that it is a plastic box because I covered it up neatly. Similarly, when I give you work for coloring, all stationery is provided from here, right? So I will give each of you 5. If today we are going to do coloring with 5 colors, means I'll give to all of you in boxes like this. Now what is this box? I've reused it. Can you see? It is an ice cream box, right? A tub for ice cream. I use it for putting crayons in it. Each of you, I'll give you take 5, you take 5, you take 5, I'll give it like that. Okay, because I have to provide for all of you. 10 of you are there means I will provide it for you in these containers. After use, I will stack and keep it up. This is called as reuse. Okay, also now let's say I want to go for shopping. Okay, what happens when you go for shopping? There's a lot of things that you will get. You might want to buy vegetables. So the vegetable man, suddenly you're just going, you didn't plan for buying vegetables, but you see that, oh, they are really fresh vegetables, I want to buy, but I don't have a bag. So what will happen? You might end up taking a plastic from them. That plastic is not required. You should always be prepared with a bag in your bag. Okay, this bag is for, see, it's a very lightweight bag which I always carry in my bag, but if you open and see, it is super duper big bag for carrying vegetables. It's very light. Okay, so you must check your mummy also if she's got any bag like this in her bag. I can also keep this in my purse also. It is so small, I can roll it up and keep it in my purse like this. Okay, so this is for shopping. It should be always there in your bag so that you don't simply use plastic for everything. And I can reuse this bag again and again and again. Got it? Yes, just wash and reuse. That is reuse. Recycle, next one. Recycle. What is recycle? There are so many things which will definitely go wasted. For example, plastics. Okay, the milk bags that you have, that you get in the morning in your house, your milk packets that you get, that is definitely going wasted, is it not? We cannot say no to that. It is definitely going to come in plastic. The oil, when you buy your pulses and grains, all those things that you buy, the groceries that you buy, will all come in plastics only. But this plastic we cannot really use always. Like for example, milk bags and oil bags and all you cannot use. So definitely you are going to put it into the dustbin. Yes, but if you segregated all that plastics into a separate plastic dustbin, this sanitation worker will take the plastics to a plastic processing plant, okay, where they will convert, they will get it, work on that waste plastic and convert it into good plastic, okay, with which they can start making beautiful fresh new containers. Okay, you never know, some of the plastics that you are using are recycled plastic only. Okay, you will not come to know that. Okay, so that is why we have to segregate plastic and give it to the sanitation workers, because all these plastics will not go to dump yard, they will go to a separate place where they will be processed into small plastic pellets. Small pellets they will be. That plastic they will pellets they will use for making containers. Okay, new plastic things they will make out of it, which is as good as the fresh plastic, which we call as virgin plastic. Okay, so that is called recycling. Just the way I told you about plastic, the same thing will be done with metals. The cans and metal cans and all are there, no? The Coke cans or any big metal dabbas, all those also will go for this kind of purpose. If you see when a newspaper uncle or someone comes to your house to collect garbage, I mean not garbage, sorry, old newspapers and all, he'll come to collect, right? When he comes, he will also ask, "Pazhaya irumbu saman irundha kudungamma." He will say, he will also take the metal things. Okay, so you will also put all the metal things that are going wasted in your house. It could be even mummy's old pressure cooker or some tawa which is not a good one. They are all metals. They are all made up of metals. She will give up that metals to them. That also goes to the same process like what I told. They will be crushed and melted and made into fresh metal. Okay, same way applies for glass, the bottles, right? That also goes through the same kind of process. And also papers like newspapers, right? That's why they are coming and taking it from you. You are not throwing it. They will come and ask, "Pazhaya paper irundha kudungamma." You give papers means that paper also goes for some kind of processing and fresh paper will be made out of it. Okay, okay, now we'll go and see what is there in our workbook. Come. Okay, we will do our exercises from pages 9 to 12. In the first page, we are going to find out all those things that we can recycle. Just now I told you about recycle, right? Collecting all those things which can be put into a processing plant and made into a fresh thing. So what all did I talk about? I spoke to you about plastic, newspaper, metals and bottles. Is it not? Okay. So here there are 5 blanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We will find out which 5 things in these we can recycle. Okay. Let's see. First one is orange peel. Can I recycle orange peels and get something out of it? You may get manure out of it, but that is not what we are talking about. Do you get fresh orange from it? No, you cannot get, right? So that's not recycling. Newspapers? Yes. Newspapers can be recycled and you can get fresh paper out of it. Glass, the bottles, the bottle glass. Yes, you can recycle and make fresh glass out of it. Burgers. Can I get fresh burgers out of these? No, that's not the one. Can. A metal can. Yes, you can recycle metal. Okay, just like paper and glass, metals also can be recycled and you can make fresh new metals out of it. Banana. No. Plastic bag. Yes, you can recycle plastic bag. Collect all the plastics separately and give it to the one who collects the plastics. He will take it to the plant and make fresh plastic out of it. Ice creams? No. It cannot recycle you, but it can refresh you. Then, paper boxes. Paper boxes can be like these milk cartons and all, you know. These can be recycled. You can give it for recycling because it is made up of plastic as well. So you can get fresh plastic out of it. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can list it here and you can take it from here. Okay, the name is given here, write it down here. Okay, and color those things which you can recycle. Next we'll move to page number 10. Next page is about segregation of waste. Tell me, segregation of waste. Segregation means separating the waste. Okay, we have different kinds of waste. Sometime back I told you about bottles you must give separately, plastics you must give separately, newspapers you must give separately. Is it not? Yes. So that is called separating your waste. Just because you don't want, you cannot dump it into one same bin. Okay. So the government decided on having different colored bins. You would have come across these bins in some pictures or some places where you go. Mostly you would have seen a green color bin or a blue color bin. Okay. Now this bin color has a meaning. The color is meant for that only. The green color bin is used for general waste, that is wet waste. We call it as wet waste. Wet waste can be anything like, you know, fruit peels, vegetable peels, eggshells or food wastage. All those things which are wet are called as general, come under general waste or wet waste, and you have to put it into the green colored bins. Okay. Then you have a separate bin for paper, separate bin for glass, separate bin for collecting plastics and separate bin for collecting metals. Why do they have one for paper, glass, plastic and metal? Because you can recycle papers, you can recycle glass, you can recycle plastic and you can also recycle metals. Now our work here is to look at these pictures and see which waste or which particular thing that is going wasted here will go into the appropriate bin. For example, milk cartons, where will it go? Milk cartons are made up of plastic, so you will have to put it into the plastic bin. Okay, detergent bottles, you have liquid detergent bottles or oil cans and all those things, where will that go? It is made up of plastic, so it will have to go to the plastic bin. Then there is somebody has just eaten a chicken, half of a chicken, and it has to be thrown away. Where can I put it? It goes into the green bin where you collect the general waste, the wet waste, or you call it the biodegradable waste. These things and all, if you put into earth, the earth will take care of it and it will turn back into soil itself. Like magic, all this chicken and other wet waste will become soil. It will return back to soil. So you can put all of it into the general waste. Next one, banana peel. Where can I put it? Wet waste. So I can put it into general or biodegradable green bins. Water bottle. The plastic. Only the plastic has to go, the water shouldn't go. So the plastic water you can pour it off for the plants which is around you, and if you that is you don't need that water means, and then the plastic will have to go into plastic bin. Will you do like that? Looking at what these are, there are glass bottles, glass jars, drink cans, newspapers and ice cream cones. Who will leave an ice cream cone? I can't believe it. Okay, anyway, you will have to dump it into the dustbin. Okay, you please tell me which dustbin it will go into. Now, there are different colors I told you, the general one which we are talking about for biodegradable or wet waste will be in green color. In almost all the countries it is green color only. But in different countries there are different colors for each of these bins. Not only countries, in India itself they have different colors for different states. So we cannot tell which one for, if I say green is, blue is for paper means yet another place they will use blue for plastic. Okay, so it will be a little confusing, but I want to just find out that what are the different colors and which is the most appropriate color that you can give for the bins. Will you color the bins also? That will be best. First you color the bins and then you do the thrashing of all the bins. I want you to dispose all into the colored bins. Will you do it? Okay. In Tamil Nadu, you will only find, in Tamil Nadu you will find only mostly green and blue, which is for segregating plastic and biodegradable wet waste. Okay, next we will go to page number 11. Page number 11, you have here some objects. What are they? Plastics, metals, papers and bottle glasses. Okay, glass means not the tumbler glass that you are drinking from. The tumbler glass may be made out of glass or of metal. Okay, so we call this material as glass. Okay, with which you can make tumblers and bottles or jars or cans. Okay, so these are your recyclable materials. All these things you can recycle. I want you to read the words from the word bank and put it against the appropriate picture. Okay, when you do this again and again, you will remember what recycling is all about and what are the things you can recycle. In page number 12, the next page, you will have to color those objects which you can recycle, reuse and reduce. Okay, but here we have a color code. You will have to recycle whatever materials that can be recycled, you will have to do it in green color. Whatever things that you can reuse, you will color in blue color. And whatever things that you can reduce, you will color it in red color. For example, water. What can you do about it? You can reduce the use of it. So I will give for it red color. Okay, from the word itself you can say reduce, so you give red for it. Easy, reduce, red. Okay, then next one, plastics. What can I do about the plastics? It has to be recycled. Now you already learnt the spelling of recycle. So what is recycle color? Green. So all those things that you can recycle, that is plastic, metals and the papers, you can recycle. Okay, and then you have reuse. What can I reuse? I showed you that I reused a box and I made it into a container which we can use in the school. I told I can even reuse bags for my shopping bag, right? So that and all, I'll give it blue color. Can you think and tell me what you can do about? I want you to think and say whether you can reuse it or recycle or reduce the use of it. Okay, will you try it? Okay. So that is your work for this week. Reduce, recycle, reuse. Okay, it's more about that area only, and I want you to focus more on the materials that you can recycle, which are basically 4 types. Will you look into it? Okay, I want you to make sure that you know that very well and start practicing it at home. Okay, I am practicing it at home. I am segregating my waste. I am putting my plastic waste separately and my wet waste separately, and I dispose my plastic waste only once in a month. All the plastics I will collect and keep it in a big bin. Okay, I am using a yellow bin for that. I don't know what is the bin color in our state. It varies, but I chose one color for my bin, plastic yellow. So I put always in that big bin, and end of the month I will collect it and I will give it to the person. Okay, they will do their work if we do our work properly. Okay, so the date for today which you will write in your workbook is 8/1/2021. Today is the 8th of January and it's a Friday. Friday. Okay, and you will do pages 9 to 12, meaning 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 pages. Just matching and coloring and few writing. Okay, see you. I'll meet you all in another video. Until then, bye bye.